All right, let's talk weather here as we get towards the second half or the back half of the week. What can we expect here moving forward? Of course, the story has been on the potential for wintry weather, right? And as we've talked about, things are going to waffle back and forth. They're gonna swing north to south. The likelihood of us seeing ice and snow, we probably won't be able to determine that very specifically until later in the week. This winter storm watch, is very telling. The reason being, it is further north than some major thoroughfares here in central Alabama, most specifically Tuscaloosa, Anniston, as well as Birmingham. Throw Hoover in there, Alabaster, so Shelby County, Tuscaloosa, as well as Calhoun, Talladega, and St. Clair counties are all omitted from this. So what does that tell me? Oh, it says that, hey, we are still uncertain of the depth of this. There's going to be wintry weather this weekend. We just think the most impactful may be to the north. And I will say that the last, about 24 plus hours of data that's come through has absolutely indicated that. So this is the typically reliable European model, which is really given some whiplash here over the last day or so. This is a look at things really beginning on Saturday. Now remember, what do we say about model data? It's not the answer key. This is now about 15 degrees warmer. Okay, so we already saw evidence of a warm front, a warm boundary drifting north. Now, this is showing a boundary that's not only warm, but not even conducive for much more than a cold rain on Saturday. Is this likely going to be the solution? I tend to think this might be a little overdoing it with the warm sector, but we look at it, right? Then we go Saturday night into Sunday, same deal. I mean, it's talking, 50 degrees at Birmingham, 29 Muscle Shoals. I don't think that that's a feasible or a gradient that makes a whole lot of sense to me. Nevertheless, we will watch it moving forward. And then really, this model has almost no wintry weather for Alabama at all. But again, it is a run. It is not an answer key. So that's the Euro trend. It's warmer. With that in mind, this is a look at the potential for ice accumulation now going from what was, about 0.6 of an inch in places like Hamilton, Jasper, Coleman, and Gadsden to none at all through Sunday. Again, we have to take a blend of this. It's not the answer key. It's not the final solution. Let's go to the GFS, one that I haven't shown a whole lot this week because its solutions have been all over the place. But now that other models have solutions all over the place, why not? Let's show it. Same starting point, early Saturday morning, again, depicting those temperatures in central Alabama right around the mid-30s. I think that has been kind of the consistent thing that I do believe in, is we will be in the 30s. How far that warm boundary gets, uncertain, but if you're down near Demopolis, Clanton, Auburn, even Sylacauga, you might be south of that line regardless. I think the cutoff is going to be along and north of I-20. Where do conditions best to become conducive to that switchover? This is Saturday night, okay? Temperatures have shown pretty steadily the warmest sector getting here sometime late Saturday into early Sunday. Also, something that's been of consistency has been the second half of Sunday bringing in some very, very cold air and a switchover, I should say. But it's going to be a quick one, and one that may not yield enough time for anything to refreeze at the surface. But a sharp cool down from the 30s to the teens is like you expected Sunday night into Monday morning. So this is a lot of information to get all at once, right? As for kind of the general takeaways here, because you could look at data tell you're cross-eyed. We have seen a shift towards warmer, a trend towards warmer. It's showing the higher impacts shifting north. Tennessee River and points north. The most extreme solutions have it out of Alabama. I think we'd pump the brakes on that. There's still a lot of uncertainty. And as we get closer and closer, that's okay. I know that it's frustrating as you want to know. So do we. We absolutely want to know the solution to this, where it's headed, and who's going to be most impacted by this. My takeaways: if you're along I-20, things are looking good. Your probabilities are decreasing of a significant icing event. 278, along there north, I'd still have concern. I'd still pay a lot of attention to the forecast because there's no exact science to this far out. I know it's a couple days, but we've seen this gradient between cold rain and a half inch of ice shift dramatically here. I don't want to discount previous runs. I don't want to discount data I've looked at. I think the real dividing point is I-20 and north. I think more specifically the highest impacts could be along our northernmost counties: Marion, Winston, Coleman, Blount, Calhoun, Cherokee, Etowah, and points north. Okay, a lot of uncertainty with this, and we're going to watch it very closely here in the days ahead. So that's what I've got here on this Wednesday. We got, of course, our shows coming up that'll detail this. We'll have another update here as necessary. Y'all have a great week. Keep an eye on the forecast.